So reading online, I found out the secret to getting these bits off. Hello all you beautiful do-it-yourselfers out there. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to this extra sunny day. Today we are focused on something that I am guilty of not doing as often as I should, and that is detailing your ride, guys. If you value your vehicle, then you probably already hand wash it, or at least as often as you can, and avoiding those car wash drive-through places. Yeah, that's bad for your car paint, guys. No good. More specifically, we'll be going over two-stage correction. That name is exactly what it implies. Two stages, two pads, and two polishes. Generally, the first stage is going to be a compound or an aggressive polish. Now that's used mainly to cut through all those imperfections and just to help it clear off the more aggressive light scratches that you have on there. And then second stage is going to be your polish, your mirror finish, which is going to clean up all that compound residue, everything, and give it that nice mirror reflection that I think every car enthusiast seeks. I know that explanation was super broad, but don't worry, we'll go into a little bit more detail in a bit. Right now, I want to show you guys which vehicle is going under the surgical knife today. That's it. 2013 STI is our guinea pig for today's video. A few reasons why I picked the STI as our detailing guinea pig as opposed to the F-150. Main one, obviously, is that the F-150 is still fairly new. I mean, obviously, it's going to have imperfections and whatnot, but not as much as the STI that has 7 years of age to it. Not to mention, the color is a dark gray, making it a lot easier to identify those imperfections and light scratches. As opposed to a white vehicle, I removed the vinyl wrap on the STI, fairly recent, and it actually left a bit of adhesive residue, well, actually a good amount of adhesive residue all throughout the car. Thankfully, I don't think it's affected the paint too much, but either way, I did wash the car and that stuff is still there, which means that it definitely does need to be polished. I'm gonna go ahead and grab the STI and pop it out into the sunlight. That way you guys can see all the imperfections that I am talking about. Those light scratches, those swirls, and the vinyl wrap residue that I am talking about. All that adhesive stuff on the car. You'll be able to catch that in the sunlight, I'm sure. And there's a bee right there! Alright, let's see. Hopefully you guys can catch that already. There you go. You can see some of that. Now remember, I did wash the car yesterday. I dried it. I did a full thorough wash, guys. You will see all these imperfections that the vinyl wrap took along with it when removing it. Look, we have some more right here. Got more right there. Now I don't think it affected the paint. I think it's just the adhesive residue. Because I had that vinyl wrap for 3 years on the vehicle, it took a pretty heavy toll on it. Got some right there. Not to mention in that video, guys, the vinyl did steal some of my paint, but I think that's pretty common. A lot of the Subarus that wrap their entire cars, when they remove the bumper, it always ends up chipping it. Now this vehicle did come equipped with those door guards on the side. Now I had to remove those when I vinyl wrapped the vehicle. Now at the time, I didn't know the process of removing it, and I remember that door guard was on this vehicle since the factory, since it came out of Japan. And then when I did vinyl wrap the car a few years ago, that glue definitely settled in, and it was a super pain in the butt to remove that. But I did find this tool. It's like this little 3M rubber wheel that removes adhesive only and actually doesn't damage your paint. Now I wish I learned that before, because I was trying so many different methods. I tried the adhesive spray remover, I tried using a blade, floss, everything. Nothing was working for me, guys. That's why there's some pretty significant scratches here. Thank goodness. Well, some of them, majority of them are pretty light, but either way, guys, let's see if the two-stage correction can correct this, guys. Now, these are all my polishing chemicals and equipment that I use for detailing. Here is a 6-inch random orbital polisher that I bought off of Amazon a while ago. Now, I paid 70 bucks for this, and it's not bad because we do have the variable speed change here. So, pretty good for the cost. We'll move on to our pads here. This is a 6.5-inch orange foam correcting pad from Griot's Garage. This is what you generally use with a compound, which will probably be your 105 here. This is Meguier's Ultra Cut Compound 105. And then moving on, we have our fast finishing pads, 6.5-inch microfibers. Obviously, this is what you want to use with your final touch. your 205 Ultra Finishing polish. And then lastly, we do have a waxing pad. Now this is the super soft foam, generally using for your sealant or your last coat, maybe to protect it with some poly wax or something like that. Now these two are going to be the ones that we're using. We do have Griot's Garage Complete Compound. Now I did a video on this on the Volkswagen Jetta a while ago, and this is actually pretty good if you're a beginner because it isn't as abrasive. It doesn't cut as deep as 105 does. And then we have some poly wax, some sealants, some isopropyl alcohol, and some no rinse wash and shine. Guys, this is what I use when I clay bar the car. So I forgot about the clay bars, guys. You're gonna need these first, and you're gonna need to clay your car before you even touch it with any of these things. So that is gonna do it for the essentials for today's task. Obviously, we're gonna need a handful of microfibers, making sure that they are decent to high quality microfibers. If you get those cheap ones like the 20 packs at Home Depot, whatever, they're gonna end up throwing fibers all over your work and making the job a lot harder. Do yourself a favor, guys, pick up some decent to high quality microfibers at your local automotive store or maybe online. Next up, we're gonna go ahead and clay bar the vehicle, and what I use here is no rinse wash and shine mixed in with some water, so it's diluted. Just wanna go in a sideways motion, making sure you get everything. It's not exactly clay. I don't know why they call it that, but it essentially picks up all those little contaminants that a normal car wash, pressure wash, all that goody stuff. Look at that. You'll know it's done when the clay bar is gliding, just literally hovering over the panel or whatever you're working on. And I think we're almost there, guys, because it's pretty dang silky smooth, apart from the adhesive from the door guards that I tried to take off a while ago. Alright, there we go. We're good. So the 105 matched with a correcting pad from Griot's Garage should yield in some pretty decent results. This is a close to brand new pad. I think has a few uses now. What you want to do is get the 105. Now ideally I should have some gloves on, but no. Get some 105s and put them around the pad itself, and then we'll go ahead and lather it in just to get the compound fully onto the pad. Perfect. Got some left on my hand. Get some nice dime-sized pieces, preferably in the areas where there's not any. And we'll keep it basic, guys. I'm gonna do this bit right over here. You wanna go ahead and just, this is how you use the machine, guys. And then we'll go ahead and turn it on. First attempt. There you go. All right. This is the first one. On to the next. All right. Not bad. Not bad. Residues get slowly fading. Still got those scratches. And everything roughly looks the same. Maybe a slight improvement. We have visual of what exactly we are dealing with, guys, and it's pretty bad. I don't know if the buffer and Meguiers are going to be able to take care of this. You can still even see some swirls. Alright, so I just finished wiping down the 5th and final time with the Meguiar's 105 compound. Now, it looks pretty good, as you can see. It's got most of the imperfections gone. Still a few scratches right below the mirror. It it looks pretty good. Now I won't be able to take off that bit from the door guard simply because that is just adhesive that is on top of the clear coat. So I kind of avoided that area with the buffer because I didn't want that stuff to stick onto the pad. And then a few scratches still down there, right there. That's a sit rep. We're gonna go ahead and switch pads and load up the 205. That's pretty good. Could be a little bit better, but it's pretty good reflection. Now I'm going to go ahead and remove the middle tape as I put on 3 coats of the 205 Mirror Finish glaze, and I think we're good with that. Now one thing you want to do is if you are encountering black pieces like this, is you want to tape them up because those chemicals do kind of make them faded a little bit, and not the good kind of faded, guys. That. Do this side. Let's go ahead and wipe down the line. Is that line noticeable? The mirror glaze, guys. Look at that. Woo. You don't get that with this side. Well, you do a little bit, but it's a little blurry. Look at that. Very nice reflection. So you see that adhesive. I really wish I got the adhesive off, guys. So this is the thing that I use to remove the adhesive strips or those really stubborn pieces of glue or whatever it is that's baked onto your car. Taking those off is a pain. This thing really does help. The only thing is I don't have the screw gun with the adjustable chalk. Overall, guys, it's actually a lot better than it was before. Remember before we had that huge, oh my gosh, it was terrible right underneath here. This half of the door looks great. The other half is, look at that, reflection is super foggy. That's not a good reflection. Hear that? That's bad, right? Now hear this. I got the door dirty again, but that's okay. I wanted to prove my point to you guys. It ended up removing that the vinyl adhesive issues that I was having on the door. I really wish I could get this stuff off, the adhesive from the door guard, but as I said, I didn't have the proper tools with me to take it off. That's gonna do it for today's video. I hope you all enjoyed it. Got to keep the seam technique going with the polisher, going at a nice steady rate. You'll feel it. And just make sure you don't hold the buffer in one position for a long time. Although it doesn't generate enough heat to mess up your paint. But either way, guys, just good practice to have in mind when you're doing this stuff. That took me quite a while. I'm going to be honest with you guys. It was like 45 minutes, I think probably an hour, just to get this little section over here. It's no wonder that detailer shops charge what they charge, because this stuff is super time consuming and meticulous, as it should, because that's why it's called detailing. I will eventually have to get to the rest of the car because for demonstration purposes, guys, I couldn't do the entire car. I kind of did a section that I thought would best show you the befores and afters of two-stage correction. And I think for the most part it did. There's definitely an improvement with the two-stage correction compared to the untouched side. You're not going to have that issue on your car. Most cars don't have vinyl wrap adhesive residue left on their car. That's just mine because I recently just took it off, so you won't have that issue. More importantly are the tiny little imperfections, the little scratches. Those things are gone, and that's what majority of people have on their vehicles. So, and we still managed to produce a pretty decent result. That is going to do it for today's video, guys. I hope you all enjoyed it and learned something. You have any questions on this stuff, Google it. There's answers on there. Thanks for joining, guys. Stay safe. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.